Good day, guys. We are here at the 2022 Roar Nationals at Adobe Mountain RC Raceway in northern areas of Phoenix. We're going to do a little track walk here. We're going to start down our little front chute here, and we got a launch and double here. This double is about a 3/4 to full throttle, depending on how you hit the bumps before it. Now, we've just finished practice day, and the track is getting pretty rough already. So downside this double here, and you got this right-handed hip jump. Say hi to Joe Bornhorst. Yeah. All right, so we got the right-handed hip jump. So it's nice. It has a nice gradual slide to it. You can really just stay on the throttle and kind of whip it over this a little bit if need be. And a lot of guys are hitting that about 1/4 from the inside, jumping out to about halfway. You can see kind of where the line is cleared off, so 1/4 to halfway. Launching this double. A lot of guys are actually shooting this full throttle and landing on the flat out here. So, and then here is where we're going to start to get to some option stuff. So we got this uphill wedge. So really slow down for the face of this and start to carve around this 180, but it's not a sharp one. Got a little bit of room to make a choice there. And then we have our option lane. Normally these don't work out. Normally one's always faster, and you can see the more popular one is the outside. But some of the pros are finding a nice line on the tight inside, and it's pretty darn close. So this option lane is viable, and you will see people using both ones throughout the week. So I've been doing both as well. If you're going on the inside, you just really want to make sure that when you land here, you hit the brakes and square up, because otherwise this first one will launch you into the second one, you get all out of shape. If you can brake straight, you can land into the second one, you'll be good. If you're on the outside, you can kind of medium launch this first one here, and then you get into probably the highest bite part of the track here. So you got this rounded corner, and the thing you're setting up for out here is to make this chicane here without clipping this pipe and that pipe. So that's the tricky part, because at this point, there's getting a lot of marbles on the track. Cars are getting looser at times, so you're kind of setting up for the bumps and the looseness, but then you have this high bite section, and then the cars start to diff out a little bit and do some weird things. So that's the option here. The inside part is still pretty loamy in a sense, so you don't have that same grip level, but like again, you hit that brakes early, kind of jump into the face of this one, and nice and tight, and you have a little bit better of a shot right there. And then that also sets you up a little bit easier to be landing this double in that inside quadrant. When you're on the outside, you're trying to turn right at the same time as trying to make it to the left, and you can see some guys jump all the way across into this pipe area. So that could create some collisions if we have some close racing in the mains. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out. But this is just a double. You can triple it, but there's no use, because if you don't come on the very inside of this, you were just sliding into oblivion out there. So you roll up on this, stay as tight as you can. You can see it's starting to get a little rough there. It's a little bit of an off camber, but just stay tight, kind of give it a nice blip of the throttle. Say hi. And then here, we're staying tight here, and then kind of going across. Now you kind of, if you are a little bit wider here, you can maybe downside this first part, but otherwise you're kind of rolling, and you can gas this next little double into this flat, and just kind of roll over this guy too. So it's a very slow technical track in a way at this point. And then you come down this slope, and then this double is really getting eaten up, the face of this. Now, mind you, we still have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of racing to go. So you can kind of see how this jump's really starting to kick people in the rear. So this was just a pretty easy double. Luckily, there's not a steep lander here, so a lot of guys are actually only able to kind of flat land into the face, land right on top. But you really don't want to be outside here, because this is all loam and dirt, really loose. So you're wanting to stay tight. And then this is the minefield back here. This is tough. For one, it's the furthest part away from the driver's stand, and you can't see any of this stuff back here. So you're kind of hoping your car just comes around this, doesn't get caught in that rut into that pipe right there. So you're kind of blipping on the inside, hit this guy, and then making a choice back here. What are you gonna do with this? So obviously you can see right now, there's a very inside line. That is about the only smooth line. If you go out to the outside, you can be smooth, but you're all this loam out here, you're in trouble. So it's almost like using this one almost as a berm. Staying tight is where it's at right now. We'll see what they do for fixing it or not. And then otherwise, universals are really good about bumps. We're just kind of setting up for these bumps because they're everywhere. You can see the line really tightens up out here. So you really want to stay on the inside, but there was this little drop here, and this hole was not here earlier. So this has gotten really deep and really sharp. So this will be interesting. So we're really trying to stay very inside. Some guys are braving the loam out here and trying to just go around the outside of it. Or if you just slow down enough, you can jump in and jump out, keep going. So you got this left part, and then you got a tight 180 here. As you can see, also getting rough. So you're trying to stay pretty close to the curb there, but our next double is also starting to lose some of its face, starting to kick a little bit. Luckily, it's pretty easy to make, so most guys are trying to stay inside and going across that. If you happen to be outside, you know, that middle's still fine. But it's easy to overshoot this one too if you get a good run at it. And you don't really want to do that, again, because you're out in the marbles. So you're trying to stick it nice and tight here. Take this 180, and then we got two singles. You launch the first one into the second one, trying to line up kind of in the inside. And your start-finish line's right here. Take this hump, and this is kind of tricky too because you get a little bit of air off of it, and then you land out in here, and they've already started to patch it a little bit, but it's getting rough. This whole outside's getting kind of rough and choppy, and then you gotta be full throttle to make that double. So it's getting to be a challenging track. It's definitely a slower paced track. It's a lot of finesse, hitting your lines just right. Let's go, jump on the driver's stand really quick and see the driver's stand view. So this track's definitely gonna test setup ability, patience, because there's gonna be some crashing, and just the ability to navigate the rough part of the track, maybe being creative with your line choices. We'll see. So here we are from the driver's stand view. So again, we'll start at the line right here. Got the single. At this point, we're staying mostly middle in because it's a little bit smoother. But you can't, in a way, if you're on the very inside and you try to go straight, you land on the inside of the pipe here. So you kind of got to bleed out a little bit. Launch that double, kind of full throttle whipping that right-hander, not full throttle, but going after that one, getting that rear kind of out and land full throttle. People are launching it out to the middle here. Tighter on this guy, make your option here. Either tight here, throw on the brakes, single, stay tight and go. Or go run outside, try to keep your speed, try to navigate the higher grip section and thread this needle here. Launching into the double, land in the pocket, stay tight up on here. Roll the first one, then kind of goose the throttle to get over that little double. Kind of middle quarter throttle over this little hump. Come down, make sure you're squared up for this guy because it has that kicker on it. So if your car can handle it, you can jump it. A lot of guys are kicking the rear end, so they would be better off just taking it easier and just maybe blipping over it. Single. Going around this mound up top. Remember, this is all rough here, and trying to navigate that fast line that's kind of a little bit outside and then right on this edge, staying wide, and then bleeding back either on the very inside, maybe trying to take that middle around that hole, whatever you're comfortable with. Coming around here, taking these tight, launching across, another one tight, and around the finish line. So that's a lap around the 2022 Roar Nationals here in beautiful northern Phoenix, Arizona. Got the mountains around, got a sports park, go-kart tracks, water park out there. All kinds of things out here in the desert. So thanks for watching, guys. Check out all the pits, and we will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.